talking. What? You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk. You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk.
What's going on, people? Thank you for joining us today on our hit show, Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J.
And I'm Ghost.
And we're excited to get the season started for the UFL League on a good foot. A lot of new teams coming in, a lot of teams combining, and a lot of special things going on in the league this year.
Yeah, we have guys joining teams. We have guys leaving teams for other teams. We have a lot of new faces. We have, it's an exciting new season. We had an exciting one last year, and we hope that we have more in store for you this season.
That being said, we're going to jump off to the first game, which is going to be Reckless versus Generals. And with that being said, we're going to have Dawn come to you with the injury report for both teams.
This is Dawn with the up-to-minute status report. Cal, quarterback of the Generals, is out indefinitely with a knee injury. Coach Jose is hopeful he will make a full recovery for next year. Reckless has no reported injuries. Back to you, Jay.
Well, as she said, Cal is out. It looks like he's going to be out for the year. But this team went on and picked up Beto. The problem with that is Beto is the quarterback from Decepticons. How is that going on?
I mean, it comes off as a little, confusion as to who Pito was gonna play for, and ultimately they look like they just stole him from under Storm's nose.
The crazy part about it was, I believe on December 2nd, Storm put up on Facebook, and I'm gonna read quote, "It's that time of year again, fellas. Saturday, the first game. Let's see how far this coach of the year gets. I got the about, which I guess he meant coach of the year. Top 3 quarterback at that. So we're looking strong and waiting to see our new talent hit the field." The problem with that statement is, I heard 2 days later, Beto call Storm and tell Storm he's not throwing for him anymore. And he took players with him. How you do that to a guy who brought you in, gave you control of his offense, and now help you win quarterback of the year, and Storm wins coach of the year, but who really won what for who? Storm didn't have any wins the year before. Beto comes in, takes his team to the wild card, helps coach Storm win coach of the year. Quarterback, he's the quarterback of the year. He's the all-star starting quarterback. Who needs who more? And I guess he feel that Generals give him a better supporting cast.
It's hard to say because we don't really know what happened behind the scenes. We also know that the Decepticons, which was Animal Planet last year, they also lost Preacher and Spaz, who joined and made their own team in this league. So that's another thing. So maybe he lost a couple of his other receivers. I guess he didn't feel as comfortable or unsure. He was unsure of the team. The Generals are already a gel together team, so I figured he could just add himself into it.
So with that being said, we're going to just jump on the game. On the first down, Bug is going to throw a 3 pass past Julio, but it's going to be dropped by the receiver. We're going to see a lot of drops today. Unfortunately, it didn't seem like the supporting cast gave Bug any help.
I mean, if you look at it, he dropped, it was right in his chest. There's a no better throw than that. It's unforgivable.
That doesn't affect Bug because 3 plays later, while Lala picks up the blitz, Bug's going to throw a touchdown to Prodigy in the middle, give Reckless a 6-9 lead.
This is a big pickup after that big touchdown miss from that drop, so at least their offense wasn't stagnated from that.
Vito's going to get the ball back for Generals and do the same situation as he throws a pass and it's dropped by his offense. The next play, Vito's going to get sacked by Chris. Chris used to play with KTW last year. He's now with Reckless. Great sack here, great pickup by Reckless.
And that's another weapon that they add to their arsenal. There's a lot of people that Reckless is picking up. They're actually picking up more guys as they go along.
Vito's going to throw a nice pass here to Julio to give him the first down. But then he's going to get sacked again by Chris. Chris' second sack of the day. But then that's not going to affect him because on the next play, he's going to throw a pass to Julio. Julio's going to crawl into the end zone for the touchdown. 7-6 Generals.
That was a close one. I don't understand how they didn't know that the ball was still live. I guess they figured that the referee was supposed to whistle that play dead. They did it, and they didn't react to it in time. He was able to get in the end zone.
Buck is going to throw a pass to Sean on their next possession in the end zone, but it's going to be dropped. The next play, Buck is going to throw a pass to the sideline, but it's going to be intercepted by Julio. His first of the year. Great play by Julio. He made the All-Star team last year. Got to talk about this man.
He was actually an MVP runner-up because he's been doing it on both sides of the field since he got here. This is something that Buck should know better for. He was there waiting for that play. He just went and took it.
Generals are not going to be able to make anything happen and go 4 and out. Buck's going to get the ball and force a pass to John, but it's going to be intercepted this time by Felix. Buck's second interception of the day, and now the Generals get the ball and start moving again.
I feel like this is frustration from Buck. He's seen his receivers drop a lot of passes. Now he's trying to make something happen. He's not being the defense, and ultimately this is what happened.
Vito's going to get the ball back, but he's going to get sacked again by Chris. Chris' third sack of the day. Playing great ball right now. Great play by Chris.
This guy shows that he does it no matter what team he's on. As long as you give him a few seconds on the secondary, he can get the quarterback.
After the Generals punt, Buck is going to get the ball back with this nice pump to freeze the defense. Throw a pass for the touchdown. 12-7. Reckless.
I mean, that pump actually froze like 4 guys on the defense, including the ball giver and the defender that left wide open for that touchdown.
Vito's going to get the ball back but overthrow Joe twice for the next 2 plays. That's going to hurt. Sometimes Vito struggles with accuracy and does that here right now. But then he's going to throw another pass to Cecil, which is going to be short. But Cecil's going to make a great catch near the end zone. But on this play, Vito curses, which is the General's second curse, and he's going to be ejected from the game.
If you see how that ball was thrown, you can see why he showed frustration. He knew it was short. There was a chance of it being picked off. The only thing that's good about that is that Cecil is a great receiver to the point where he knows how to go back and get that ball. He's done it for the Generals last year. He's doing it this year. And that was good insurance for them. Unfortunately, Vito gets thrown out on that play.
Prodigy's going to get injured on this play. Julio's going to come in now and start to quarterback. He's going to throw a touchdown pass to Cecil to take us to the half. Puts the Generals up 13-12. Great throw by Julio, gives him the lead.
If you notice, the Generals was able to move the ball a lot quicker. They was able to throw the ball a lot easier. As soon as Prodigy left that side, they threw a touchdown right on the side that he belongs. Prodigy is missing on Reckless right now.
Seconds, now we're going to go into half with Generals up 13-12. Generals going to get the ball. Julio's going to throw a great pass to Joe near the 5-yard line for the first down. Great play here by Julio on the throw.
I mean, Julio had to step up. He seems like he's able to step up and throw and make the pro throws that they need. Even though they lose him as a receiver, he's still able to make plays for them.
Julio's going to follow out with a touchdown pass to June to give them the lead. Increase their lead 19-12. Great pass by Julio. He's in his zone doing everything.
I mean, it feels like the defense for Reckless just stagnated once Prodigy got injured. Now Julio's able to make the throws that's easy for him, and they're able to score.
After a few passes, Bug is going to find the end zone to Jay for the touchdown. 19-18. Great throw by Bug to put the Generals, to put Reckless back in the game. They're down 19-18.
Obviously, this thing is slow Bug down. He's still able to make his throws that he needs. As long as receivers are there to catch the ball, they're still in this game.
Julio's going to get the ball back right now, and he's going to get sacked on the blitz by Rico. Great play by them to get the sack on Julio.
This was key for them because they needed to slow down this Generals offense so that they have a chance to take this lead. Hopefully here that this makes a difference.
On the next play, Julio's going to get sacked again by Chris. Chris's 4th sack of the day. Great play, forcing the Generals to have to punt.
For some reason, it seems like the secondary is working. Chris is able to get to Julio and sack him. Nowhere Julio can go. This is one effective rush that's hurting the Generals.
Right now, Bug is going to get the ball back. You got Reckless down 19-18. Bug's going to throw a pass deep to Just, but Just is going to drop the ball. And they're going to follow that play with Jay dropping the ball for the first down. Turnover on downs. 2 big drops on this series. They are hurting Bug right now.
Yes.
Julio's going to throw the ball to Cecil for a nice gain, and he's going to come back looking for Cecil in the end zone, but Cecil's going to drop the ball, which is going to turn over the ball on downs and give the ball back to Reckless. Big surprise drop by Cecil.
Yes, he's not known for dropping passes like that. This is something that Reckless kind of needs so that they can actually take the lead. Maybe they can capitalize.
Reckless going to get the ball back. Bug's going to throw a nice pass to Sean, but it's going to be dropped going across the middle, and Sean's going to foul out with another drop on a deep pass, causing Reckless to have to punt. Gotta hold on to that ball.
I mean, it's a lot of new players on this team. It looks like there's a lot of rookie jitters, who knows, but they're dropping a lot of key passes that they have no excuse for.
Julio's going to get the ball back here and underthrow the passing route for an incomplete pass. He's going to follow it up on a toss-up to Cecil. Cecil's going to drop the ball, but it's a flag for holding. It's going to be declined by the defense, forcing the Generals to punt. Cecil got to catch the ball. He dropped 2 big plays right now, being inconsistent.
I mean, that's something that, like I just said before, it's not something that you're used to seeing, but unfortunately here, it happens to the Generals and they have to punt.
Right now, Bug is going to get the ball back. Bug is going to fake the ball, fakes the ball giver with a pump, and runs to the 50-yard line. Bug shows a little bit of speed. He's still got a little left in the tank. Great run by Bug, makes it to the 50-yard line.
And that's that pump again that makes the ball giver jump and make him hesitate, and Bug is able to get to near 50. That was big for him.
Unfortunately, Bug is going to follow it up, taking the sack. Receivers couldn't get open. Bug's going to get sacked here. But then he's going to follow up with a nice pass to Just for the first down. Great pass down by Bug. Right now, the next down, they're going to get blitzed here, causing an incomplete pass. Too much pressure for Bug. Can't really get the ball out where he wants to. He's going to follow it up with a Hail Mary pass, which is going to be intercepted by Julio. His second of the day, giving the Generals a win. 19-18. Great play by the Generals. Coming away with a win after losing their quarterback.
At the end of the day, you gotta say that Reckless lost this game. The receivers lost this game for Bug. Even though he threw 2 interceptions, that's because he was trying to make something happen. They didn't play for him, and it ultimately ended with a loss by 1 point, mind you.
Well, it looks to me that Generals are going to kind of steal this game away, and I say steal because they lost Pito. They lost the guy that they acquired in the offseason, the guy that they brought in the score point. They lost him, but Julio was able to step in and show what he can do, helping the team, got him to a win. Great play by Julio. Reckless receivers failed Bug this game. Too many drops.
Yes.
Way too many drops.
Way too many. And it's not even like it was hard passes to catch. They had a defender on them. These are almost perfect passes. There's nothing else you could say. These are passes that they have to catch, and they didn't, and that ultimately ended a loss. Talking about Julio, this shows why he was an MVP runner-up last year. He's able to do it in any part of the field, doing anything he has to help his team win. And unfortunately, that injury by Prodigy actually made it easier for the Generals, and this is how, what helped them get this win.
Well, we're going to have to see what's going on right now. You got Reckless starting at 0-1. Generals are 1-0, but Reckless did this last season, and they won 5 straight games, 2 years in a row.
Yes, 2 years in a row. They started out 0-5. No, they started out 0-2, and they went on a winning streak. They always start off slow, and they end up kicking off the end afterburners afterwards. So maybe they don't have to worry. This is something they're used to already.
My issue with this is, how do you think Pito looked? He looked decent, you know what I mean, he's still getting used to the receivers, but my question is, what is going to happen when Cal comes back? You know, if he could come back this season, do Pito know the only reason the Generals went after him was not because of his talent, not because of his award, because his starting quarterback went down? Is that something you think is going to be in the back of his mind, or he's not worried about that? He's just going to go with this season and let the chips fall where they may?
I don't even think he's worrying about that right now. I think that, you know, he feels good to have a team that's actually established, whereas I don't think he was as comfortable with Animal Planet since, you know, there was a lot of changes on that.
That's hard to say. He seemed like he was cool with Storm, and I think that was kind of a flip-flop, shin-shan play. You know, put your hands up, we cool, let me give you a hug and stab you in the back, because how you leave this man who put everything on the line, you see what he said on Facebook, and then to leave him, that shows that he feels Generals gives him a better chance than Decepticons.
But if you look at any player, they do what's best for them if they want to win. And I feel that it seems like he feels the Generals have a better chance of winning than the Decepticons right now. He made a choice.
Well, we're going to have to see what happens with this team laying out the season. Great game today to start off our season. Next game, we have Riot Squad versus Reloaded. Reloaded come in with Brian, the UFL Offensive Player of the Year at wide receiver. 14 touchdowns. That He's going to be on everybody's radar this year. A lot of people told me they're going to set their team up to shut him down. This kid is amazing. That was only his rookie year playing, and he dominated the league.
He actually averaged a little more than 1 touchdown per game. So it didn't matter what game he played, no matter what team he played, he had a touchdown in each and every one of them.
Also Reloaded, who was formerly KDW, gets back Chad. Chad is a great 1-2 punch for Brian, but he got ejected because of a fight. He's right now in his last warning to be banned from the league, but he's definitely another step up and another weapon for this Reloaded team.
And I feel it's a much needed weapon that they needed back. They were kind of short when it came to playing going towards the playoffs. They needed another weapon besides Brian. Unfortunately, they didn't have it, and they came up short last season.
Also, Shaq takes control of the team now. This is no longer Cornbread's team. This is Shaq's team. Shaq has full control of it. He lost a little weight, and he said he's ready to go this year. They face a Riot Squad who currently has the Defensive Player of the Year. So this, for the first time, you're going to have the Offensive Player of the Year facing the Defensive Player of the Year pick, who leaves house game, who leaves the #1 defense to come to a team that's still building himself up from 2 years ago when they first entered the league. Why would you leave a team that's really established on defense to the team that's technically rebuilding?
Because I guess for him, it's like coming home. These are guys that he's been wanting to play with from a couple seasons ago. Now they're able to come back together after his injury or whatever. So now he wants to see how far they can go together. If you look at it, he was the main part of the house gang defense. Not to say take anything away from them, but he was one of the main anchors for their team. So, you know, he didn't feel bad for leaving them. He just wanted to bring that type of talent that he had, that type of year, to his own team.
But he also brings with him, he took London, Magic, Rudy. Rudy was the backup quarterback on house game, who we said should have been a starter. Now gets the starter not in Riot Squad. That is a great pickup. That's a great thing because this guy can make plays.
Yes, he can make plays as with his arm and with his feet. As soon as he has a chance to run, he can run all over the field. So it's a dangerous thing for a defense right now.
Well, before the game starts, we're going to have Dawn tell us about the injuries for both teams.
This is Dawn with the up-to-minute status report. Rudy, quarterback of the Riot Squad, will not start this game. He was previously playing in another league, but will play later on. Bruce, quarterback of the Reloaded, did not start in this game. He was conserving himself for a playoff game in another league. No reported injuries for either team. Back to you, Jay.
Okay, that being said, you have everybody healthy, but Rudy's not here in the first half. They said that he had a game, like she said, on 128th, so he's not here the first half. They're going to get another guy playing. I think that's going to hurt them, but we're going to have to see how it goes right now. We're going to start that off with Reloaded getting the ball first. Now, Crazy's getting the start. I was told that Reloaded has a game at 128th, at LES, and they're going to have Crazy start. Bruce is there, but he's giving Crazy the start. Crazy's going to start off getting blitzed and getting sacked. Big blitz by Riot, so I sacking Crazy, and it doesn't look like he's he's not on the same level or the same grounds or the same page with his offense right now. He's going to follow it up though with a nice pass to number 89 on the sideline. Great throw here. Reloaded's going to end up getting stopped in the red zone. Unfortunately, to get stopped in the red zone. Riot Squad's going to come in and go 4 and out. Remember, they don't have Rudy starting, so they're going to end up going 4 and out, giving the ball back to Riot Squad.
I mean, at the end of the day, they don't have their quarterback right now. They have someone standing in, and unfortunately, it shows that they can't move the ball without him.
Crazy's going to get another pass right here, nice pass over the middle, but they're going to end up getting stopped again, 4 and out after that play. That's twice they had the ball, twice 4 and out. Not looking good for Crazy in this offense.
They're not gelling right now. Obviously, they don't have the starting quarterback. Crazy was a stand-in, and he's not gelling with the offense as of yet. Hopefully, later on, he can actually start to make plays happen, but we only can wait and see.
Riot Squad's going to get the ball back, and before the quarterback is able to make the throw, he's going to get sacked. That would have been a touchdown. That big sack is going to cost Riot Squad to go 4 and out again. Great sack. This kid here is on fire. He's following the quarterback. Great play by him here.
And this is what happens when you have a secondary giving the ball giver a chance to get at the quarterback, and he's not giving the quarterback any room for movement, and he's able to get a sack multiple times throughout this game.
Violators is gonna get the ball back, and Crazy's gonna have Brian wide open but overthrow him. Bad pass by Crazy. Gotta connect with this receiver when he gets open. But he's gonna follow that up with a nice pass to Brian in the middle for a nice game. Then he's gonna find Mr. Touchdown, Brian, for the touchdown in the end zone. 6-0. Brian told me that's number 1.
Yes, he says it right after he catches it. This one person that knows that he can score at any time. He was ready this time, and this is what puts him up 6-0.
Riot Squad is going to get the ball back, and the quarterback is going to throw a deep bomb to Pig, and it's going to be broken up by Brian. Brian showing that he can do everything, not just play offense, he can play defense. He told me he's going after the big MVP now. Great play here by Brian to break this play. That's going to cause he's going to go deep again. Now Riot Squad is going to go deep, and it's going to be incomplete. They're going to be forced to punt. Crazy's going to get the ball back here, but he's going to throw the ball behind Chad, and he's going to be intercepted by Riot Squad. Bad throw by Crazy. He's really not, because he's not consistent, showing us the things that he did last season. Football so hard. As he makes one play, he makes a mistake.
And one thing I've said from the first point I saw him to now, he rushes plays. He doesn't actually look at the whole field. He doesn't let plays develop. He's very, impatient, I would say. Sometimes you just gotta relax, slow down slow down your ball movement, and actually let plays come to happen for you.
We're gonna have Riot Squad get the ball back, and now the quarterback is gonna scramble, but he's gonna get sacked again. On the next 2 plays, he's gonna get sacked. Great play by this young kid here, sacking his quarterback. This kid is in the zone, looking to bring up sacks today.
But that shows right away that this Riot Squad team cannot move the ball. They have no answer to Reloaded right now, and that shows in this multiple sacks right here.
Right here, you're gonna see the quarterback again for Riot Squad looking at one receiver. Is gonna be incomplete pass. He had Robert on a step on Chad. They brought Robert in. Robert used to play with UFLs on the radio. He's not with them no more. The team left the league. He's on his own, a free agent now, because I heard after this game he left Riot Squad because of their lack of using his abilities. He's going to have a step here on Chad, but the quarterback is not going to find him. The quarterback is going to throw a Hail Mary here. It's going to be tipped and picked off by Chad. Great play by Chad for the interception.
This is exactly why he's here. It's like a welcome back for him. They need him for this season, and he's showing that he can make plays for them.
Bruce is going to get in now because he knows Riot Squad needs this win. Remember, right now, the game is just 6-0. Bruce is going to get in, but he's going to throw the interception on the 3rd play. We've seen Bruce make mistakes like this last season, not really paying attention to defense, but he's going to throw an interception right here.
This shows when Bruce, actually doesn't look and span the field. Sometimes he scales and looks at one receiver, and unfortunately the defense looks at that as well, and they're able to cut in and take that ball.
Riot Squad is going to get the ball back, and now Rudy's here. The starting quarterback is here. He's going to get in the game. He's going to make a big run on 4 rush. Great run by Rudy. It's going to be a penalty to bring them back, but these are the plays that we see Rudy can make. This dude can move. He's a Michael Vick of the UFL.
And that shows that when he's able to run the ball like that, it kind of changes the defense dynamically to the point where now they have to respect that he can run. They're going to step up and wait for him to run. That opens up gaps for passing.
Unfortunately, Riot Squad ain't able to capitalize. They're going to get forced forward out. They're going to give the ball back to Reloaded. Bruce is going to get back the ball. He's going to throw a deep pass to Brian for the 1st down in the red zone. These 2 connected last season. Great pass here by Bruce finding Brian.
Yes, this shows, Bruce already is comfortable with Brian, so he knows where he's at. He knows the routes that Brian runs, and he's able to just get it to him where Brian can get it, and that shows that an easy play for them right there.
They're going to follow it up with Bruce finding Brian in the back of the end zone. A great catch. Look at this catch here by Brian for the touchdown. 13-0 Reloaded. Great catch. This is why this guy won Offensive Player of the Year.
And this shows no doubt why he was Offensive Player of the Year. He's able to jump over like 3 guys. Easy. Jump over these guys and just take that ball. There was no chance of anybody getting it, and this is why he had 14 touchdowns last year.
Rudy's going to get the ball back. Remember, they're down 13-zip. He's going to throw a nice pass to the receiver, but the receiver was ruled that he stepped out before the catch. So that's going to hurt this Riot Squad's offense. Rudy's going to follow that up with a drive to the end zone, and on the third play, throws a touchdown pass to number 4 for the touchdown. Riot Squad back in the game, 13-6.
And this is why they needed Rudy here from the get-go. He started off slow. Now he's able to get his stride going. They're able to put points on the board. They're in this game.
Riot Squad is going to be on defense now as Reload and get the ball back. And Bruce is going to throw a deep pass to Brian. We've seen forced passes like this last season, and it's going to be broken up by London. London is another player off of that house game defense. Great play here by London to stop one of the best players on offense in this league.
If you notice, Brutus does telegraph when he's about to throw to Brian. Brian did have a step, but it was underthrown a little bit and gave London a chance to make a play on it, and that's why he caused turnovers forcing that ball.
That's going to cause Reloaded to have to give the ball up. Now, Riot Squad's going to get the ball back. Rudy's going to run off fall down for a nice game for the first down, but there was a block in the back call. That's going to bring the play back. Bad play by Riot Squad on a great run by Rudy. See, 2 great runs by Rudy that was brought back because of penalties.
And that shows that this team is not gelled together yet. There's a lot of kinks that's going that they have in this team. There's a lot of things that they need to fix and put together because they're not on the same page right now.
Rudy's going to have to follow that up with a Hail Mary pass, which is going to be broken up by Brian to give Reloaded the win. 13-6. Great play by Brian here to break it up. That's going to end the game.
But that shows that regardless of what the outcome was, Riot Squad was in this game because Reloaded wasn't playing at their top caliber as well. So this is a wasted opportunity to take a win. This is what happens when your main quarterback comes late. This is when your guys come late. They're not gelling together. They're not on the same page. It ends up in a losing game.
I have one question. We didn't talk about Pig. Where was Pig? Pig was kind of exposed. We see him do offense, defense, all with house game. All we see him do today with Riot Squad was argue. He was arguing with his players. A lot of guys said he doesn't like criticism, and we've seen him get comfortable with house game. He wasn't expected to be a leader, but now he's expected to lead this Riot Squad, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
And we've seen this happen with guys that are comfortable, that play well on their own and don't have to worry about any responsibilities. And when it comes to being a leader and taking over and making sure everybody's doing their job, it's kind of hard and it takes away from your own performance.
That being said, Reloaded's going to get the win. Right now, Brian got 2 touchdown passes, but my thing is they bring back Chad, who has an interception, and I think with them 2 guys, if Bruce learns to use these 2 guys, he can dominate. It's hard to stop Brian, let alone you give him a sidekick as Chad. That's going to be nearly impossible.
I mean, if you look at their team this year and last year they kind of missed Chad Frost. They have him now. I mean, not to say that Crazy was a bad quarterback, but he's actually a capable defender in his own right. So that's another thing that they add to the defense. So these are things that they're adding to the team. They may be a better team this year than last year.
Remember, they lost Chris, so now Cornbread is going to have to be the giver. He wasn't here today, but they lost Chris. He went to play with Reckless. So we're going to have to see where the pressure comes in. But this new kid that they got, fortunately, I don't remember his name. You're going to see it on the screen now. This kid really played.
Yes.
He almost broke the UFL record for sacks in one game. He had 5. So I know they got Cornbread on the sideline. He wasn't here today. But I think with Cornbread experience, he could kind of get this kid to do what he do. And this kid right now, 5 sacks. Wow.
And that's a big jump for a defense. People do not know how important a ball giver is, rushing the quarterback and putting pressure on him. Sometimes quarterbacks can extend plays, like we saw Watt do in the quarterback countdown. He was a master of that. But when you have a ball giver that can actually put pressure on the quarterback and keep it from moving around all over the place and get sacks, that's big for your defense.
We're going to have to see what happens next week. Right now, Reloaded starts 1-0 and Riot Squad 0-1.
Reggie, quarterback of the Browns, will be absent in this game for unknown reasons. Wise will also be absent for work-related reasons. Nothing to report on the Decepticons. Back to you, Jay.
Next game up, we're going to have the Decepticons, which was formerly Animal Planet, versus the Eastern Conference champs, Browns. Browns are like on trying to get to that next level and winning the championship. 2 years ago, went to the Western Conference Finals and lost. Last year, went to the championship and lost. I think this year is a make or break. We're not going to worry about the regular season. This is a regular season team. They got the best player in the league. They won 19-1 in the last 2 years. No championships.
And I feel that hurts because it's like all your hard work is pretty much for nothing. They played well throughout all the last 2 years. They played well, and towards the end, that's when they fall short. And this is not something that you can feel comfortable with because it seems like you're stagnating in terms of your progress. Some changes need to be made. Something needs to be done. They need a spark in order to get them over that hill.
And the Decepticons, which is formerly Animal Planet, loses several of their players. Storm went out, after an 0-1 season 2 years ago. Last year, the team went to the wild card. They actually went to the wild card game. They played well. Storm won Coach of the Year. Beto won Quarterback of the Year.
Yeah.
Beto was the all-star starter. They had the defensive player runner-up Preacher last year. So this year they come in, they lose Preacher. They lose Spaz. They lose quarterback Beto. They lose Joey. They lose nearly half of their team. How can the Decepticons bounce back when you lost half of the team?
And it happened pretty much suddenly, almost overnight. This is not the same team that battled and beat House Gang. This is not the same team that battled and beat YMM. This is not the team that battled and beat Raw to make it to the playoffs. This is not the same team. They lost their quarter. They lost so many pieces that who knows how they're gonna play this year.
Like I said before, it wasn't cool the way Beto left his team. He came to the meetings with Storm. It was supposed to be 1-2. Storm is coach. He's the quarterback. He ended up leaving because it seemed like he felt he had a better opportunity with the Generals, and that's going to leave Storm stuck. So we're going to start the game up talking, but I know, again, there's a lot of talk amongst the league how the way Beto left. But listen, if it gets you to a championship, you got to do what you got to do for yourself. So we're going to jump into the game right now. Phil is a new starting quarterback for Decepticons, and we're going to see him throw 2 short passes here to start getting the team in rhythm. Phil is also going to run for 15 yards here, something that Beto cannot do. Beto's not a runner, so Phil steps in, and at least he's able to move the ball, not only with his arm, but with his feet. Phil's going to get rushed here and throw the ball away, causing Decepticons to get a turnover on downs, giving the ball back to the Browns. We're going to see right now the Browns do not have Reggie, as if you heard in the beginning. As Dawn told us in the beginning, that they don't have Reggie. For whatever reason, we don't know. Reggie's not here. Puka's going to get the start. Puka's going to throw a nice pass here near the end zone. Puka can do it all. Now he's a quarterback. I know he quarterbacked in high school. The problem is it worth losing this type of caliber player to put him at quarterback? It seems like you limit him if you do that. On 4th down, Puka's going to throw a touchdown pass to Weeze to give the Browns an 8-0 lead. Great way to start it up. Browns on the ball.
It looks like they're able to move the ball. Puka looks comfortable as a quarterback, and it seems like he's been doing this for years.
Decepticon's going to get the ball back. We're going to still go downfield to Storm. It's going to be off target, incomplete. These are passes that we've seen Beto make last year that Phil missed this year. Next 2 plays, you're going to see Phil get sacked. You're going to give him get sacked here, and then the next time you'll see him get blitzed and sacked again, force the Decepticons to punt, giving the ball right back to the Browns.
Something needs to happen because their offense is pretty much dead. It's not moving. They're not doing anything. Hopefully, there's something that can spark their offense to actually keep them in this game.
Puka's gonna get the ball back right now for the Browns. He's gonna run in near the 50-yard line. This is what makes him dangerous. This is what this guy can do. He can do it all. He can do everything. Shows big play here. We know he got feet. We know he can move. We're gonna see him make a big pass here. Downfield, deep pass for the touchdown. Giving the Browns a 16-9 lead. This guy can even throw bombs. What can he do?
That's why he was MVP. He was able to do every single thing. He was the one person I've ever seen have a touchdown doing everything. And this is him showing again why he was MVP last year.
Phil is going to get the ball back for the Decepticons with nice protection. Going to throw a nice deep pass for the great catch near the end zone. Great throw by Phil, showing a little something here.
And he's finally able to get some protection because the Browns was actually beating him down throughout the game. They was giving him pressure. He wasn't able to do anything. He wasn't able to make any accurate throws. Finally, he able to make a chance. He makes a big play here.
Phil is going to follow up with a touchdown pass to put the Decepticons back in the game. 16-8, great play by Phil, getting his guys on the board.
Finally, they're on the board. Maybe they have a chance in this game. They're able to put some points on the board. Maybe they could. That's the spark that they needed.
Puka's going to get the ball on the Tuff and run it for 20 yards. Great return. I don't understand why guys kick to him. I'm not letting him touch the football. He is too dangerous. Nice run here by Puka here. Browns are going to drive down the field, and a few plays later, Puka's going to throw a touchdown pass too easy in the back of the end zone, giving the Browns a 22-8 lead. Great pass by Puka. Now they're kind of running away with it right now.
As you can see right now, the Decepticons do not have a defense that can answer or at least stop the movement of the Browns.
Yeah, they can't shoot out with the Browns.
No, they can't.
Phil is going to throw up the ball just to whatever to take us into the half. It's going to be intercepted. We're going to go into the half 22-8. Browns is going to get the ball back here. Puka's going to run off for us 20 yards for the touchdown, giving the Browns a 30-8 lead. Great play by Puka. Do it every day.
And if you look at this play, he hesitated until the last minute. He did not want to run this ball. He wanted to find a receiver open. Unfortunately for him, he didn't. But that shows that he just had to run it in, and it looks like it's something that was planned all along.
Phil is going to give the ball back for the Decepticons. The last play, he overthrew Storm. This time, he underthrew Storm, and it's going to be picked off by none other than the guy who's been touching the ball all day, Puka.
And this shows that this was pretty much an ugly outing for the Decepticons right now. They don't look good. They need to do something out of this game to actually keep them in the game, or next week or something. They need to fix it all.
Puka's going to follow up with another touchdown pass, giving the Browns the 36-8 lead. Great play here by Puka. Just extended lead. Now it's a beatdown. It's becoming an after 36-8.
And like I said earlier, they have no answer to the Browns. The Browns are probably one of the best teams in the UFL. To start out playing one of the best teams in the UFL with a team that's not necessarily gelled together yet, that's a tall order. And who would have expected anything different from this?
Phil is going to get the ball back for the Decepticons to try to make it a little respectable. He's going to throw an interception to end the game 36-8. Blowout win by the Browns. They just cannot play with this team. Too much firepower on the Browns.
Yeah, that's pretty much all. That says it all. There's too much weapons. It's too overwhelming for a team that's just trying to get their footing to play the first game against the Browns. I don't think they were ready for this game.
Well, Browns right now are stacked. They just got to find out what they're doing at quarterback. I heard that Jingle signed corner / free safety / middle linebacker Mills from the Rebels from the BQFL. He should be playing with the Browns this year. That's a great pickup if he's getting them. We heard rumors that he may be getting Manny to throw. You know, we heard rumors it may be Manny. We heard rumors it may be Fish. We heard rumors it may be Reggie coming back. Reggie may be sitting down. But all the rumors we heard, right now Puka shows that he can do it. This team has Mills now signed. Wise was here, who gives them a nice inside receiver coming out the backfield also. This team is stacked, but they got to win the championship. This means nothing.
No, it doesn't. But the thing about it is, you like knowing that you have so many options out there. If you can't do it with one, you can do it with another. The point is, you're here to win games. You're here to make it over that hill. Hopefully, one of these decisions, one of these moves that they make, if it's true, it's going to help them get over that hill.
And now with Decepticons, they have nothing. I heard that it's possible that you have Sarge. Everybody knows Sarge that plays with Newbury and BQFL. Possibly says he's a free agent, willing to throw in this league, wants to get used to this league, and that's possibly a player that I think that Storm should go after. Phil is a good option, but Sarge got experience and he brings other things to the table if Storm goes that route. He says he's a free agent, so anybody looking for a quarterback, he's available, not a downfield quarterback. He's a smart quarterback, can chop up the field, has decent accuracy. So that's something that he may want to think about because he's out there. Because right now, Animal Planet, a.k.a. Decepticon, has nothing.
Yes, and this hurts to see them be a shadow of their former self. With a different name, it looks to me, if a person looking in from the outside, different name, worse team. And it's sorry to say, but that's the reality right now. They didn't look good their first game. They have nobody standing out, making plays for them. Phil, came for his first game. He showed some promise early, but He kind of struggled throughout playing against the Browns, and who knows where the season's going to take them right now.
We're going to have to see what happens during the season. Right now, Browns start off 1-0, Decepticons 0-1. Next game, we're going to have Longhorns versus them Gettis. Them Gettis is coming off of going to the Western Conference Finals last year. They lost to Carver by a touchdown. We was told that them Gettis made 2 big key signings in the offseason. We don't know who they are. They were not here today. And that's just going to who they're going to go. It's hard to talk about something you don't know. And Longhorns are going to have, not everybody's here. You know, as you see, Dawn reported there's nothing to report because we don't know who's not here. As far as we know, everybody's here. I will have to see once we get the rosters in. But it's nothing really to report. Them Gettis coming off of a loss of Carver to go to the chip. We know that they need a few, I wouldn't say, maybe one more big playmaker to help them out. You already got Hollywood, you already got Megatron, you already got Rudy. If they get another one, but I think the key to them is Wack. If Wack can make plays and take this team to the next level, that's the question.
Yes, because I feel like they actually have a good team that's good enough to make to win a championship. I think so. I feel like it came down to mistakes that were made and miscalculations at the end of the day. If you see both games that they played against Carver, they came up short because of little mistakes here and there that they made that gave Carver the opportunity to take a game from them. So I feel like they have the opportunity right now because they still have the same team that they had last year.
And then Longhorns come in with Wesley. Wesley's, had his own team called Valley Boys last season, but now they got a new coach to take over, and I think he's going to keep them all on the same level. And you have Sonny. Sonny's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback. He's a good upcoming young quarterback. And I think if he continues to progress, he can be somebody we talk about later. Wesley, we already know what Wesley can do. Wesley's like a rich man's version of Brian because he can jump out the gym. He can run. He's actually taller than Brian. He's a great player. Played with Carver. Great guy. Great player. I think the key for this team is Sonny.
Yes, and I feel like the thing that the one shortcoming when it comes to Sonny is when he's under pressure, decision making, and sometimes that can affect the game dynamically. So when it comes down to that, if he can get that buckled down, the sky's the limit for him.
We're gonna jump into the game right now. Then Gettis is gonna start with the ball. Walker's gonna throw a pass to Reno in the end zone. It's gonna be incomplete. That's gonna turn the ball over on downs from them Gettis. Not a good way to start the ball out for you this offense. Longhorns is gonna not able to get nothing. They're gonna get turned over on downs. Walker's gonna throw a pass over the middle of Rudy, but it's gonna be broken up by Wesley right here to stop them Gettis. Great play by Wesley. Walker's not looking good right now. 2 4-and-outs. Not really moving the ball.
I mean, is it just playing good defense by the Longhorns right now, or is it just Wack not making the plays that he usually is known to make? Only time can tell throughout the game.
Longhorns is going to go 4-and-out again. So now we're going back and forth, giving the ball back to the 3rd time for them Gettis. Walker's going to make a nice run here. 2 runs for a nice game. This is what we've seen him do. This is what this man can do. Problem is, the next play, he's going to get sacked on a nice blitz, but the Longhorns are going to get a 15-yard penalty for cursing. Big flag hurts them on this series right here. Walker's going to use that yardage to throw a touchdown pass to Rudio to give them a 7-0 lead. And I think Rudio's the most underrated player on this Gettis offense. We talk about Hollywood, we talk about Megatron, but I think Rudio is just as important as them 2 guys, one of the most underrated players on this team.
Yes, and I feel like he was another dynamic player in this league that was able to do plays on defense and offense. He wasn't talked about because he was overshadowed by Megatron and Hollywood, but that just shows how good of a season Hollywood and Megatron had last year.
Sonny's going to get the ball back for this Longhorns offense. He's going to follow up here. He's going to get blitzed by Hollywood. He's going to throw it to the end zone to the receiver, but the receiver does not run for the ball, and the pass is going to be incomplete. Sonny's going to dodge heck on the blitz and make a nice throw to Henry. The receiver makes a nice move for extra yards. Great throw by Sonny, avoiding the blitz and making a great throw.
And unfortunately, this is one problem that Heck has when he goes against the quarterback. He hesitates, and the quarterback is able to make.
We've seen him do that against Carl.
Yes, and that actually cost them the game. That cost them the game. So this is something that Heck needs to buckle down now. They can't afford this later on in the season.
Sonny's going to roll out and throw a pass to Wesley in the end zone. The defender's going to make Wesley bobble the ball, but it's going to be caught by another receiver for the touchdown, putting him back in the game, 7-6.
Wesley actually tossed the ball back in the air because he never had control of it, and the other receiver was there just to catch the ball. That was actually a fluke play, but that was a good play by the defender.
And it's a touchdown in the book.
Yes, so unfortunate for the defense, but it's a touchdown for the Longhorns.
Walker's going to go for a pass for Hollywood in the end zone. It's going to almost be picked off. But we always see when the defense doesn't make plays, the offense usually gets a second chance. And what happens is Walker's going to throw on the sideline, too low. They're going to miss the tag. Touchdown. Great play by Watt. Almost was picked off, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. He finds Los for the touchdown, 13-6.
This shows exactly what happens when a quarterback makes a mistake. He knows to correct it and make the next play count, and he did.
Sonny's going to get blitzed and sacked here. Like you said, when Sonny gets pressure, doesn't make the best plays, he's going to get big sacked right here. Sonny pass, he's going to throw another pass, and it's going to be dropped by the receiver and intercepted by Megatron to give the Gettis back the ball. That's not on Sonny, that's on the receiver.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually a good play by Sonny. You can't take nothing away from him on that one. Unfortunately, the receiver didn't make a play for him and ended as an interception.
Gettis is going to go for now. Have to punt to give the ball back to Longhorns. Now Sonny has to drive down the field. They're down 13-6. He's going to scramble and toss it up, but he's going to be intercepted by Megatron. He's going to stay in bounds, be able to run down the sideline to end the game for the touchdown, 19-6. Game over. Great play by them Gettis. Tough loss for Longhorns.
Yeah, that's not a way you want to end the game. And that shows that they still have some shortcomings that they need to gel out. Their offense didn't necessarily capitalize the way they needed to. And the defense actually missed plays when they needed to make them and gave the Gettis a chance to keep the game going and to put more points on the board.
I don't think the Gettis were good today. Watt didn't impress me. You know, we've seen him make several mistakes that he made last season. And I don't care if you could get all the weapons in the world. I know they got two big signings like they did in the offseason who weren't here today. But it doesn't matter. If this man is your quarterback and he can't make plays, you're not going to win games. That is the bottom line. We know, we were told that Longhorns didn't have Javon, who played with Black Stallions last year. And they didn't have Mike, who also played with Black Stallions 2 seasons ago, here. So this game could have been different had they had those two receivers. So them Gettis have to step it up because they did not look good from the offensive point today.
And who knows what the reason was. Was it the weather, the bad conditions on the field? Was it first game jitters? Who knows what it is? But they didn't look like the Gettis team that I remember last season.
Well, that's going to be a 19-6 win. A win is a win. That's going to put Gettis to 1-0 and Longhorns to 0-1. We're going to have to see what happens with them in week 2. Next game up, we're going to have two of our newer teams, Street Fam and Woodlong. Before we start, we're going to have Dawn give you the status of both teams, who's missing and what. Well, as you can see, it's nothing really to report. Both teams coming healthy, both teams coming all their players as far as we know. Woodlong is a new team. They've played in another league, but they're getting used to the church league. And Street Fam, several players played on the team. This is basically a rich man's brick squad.
Well,
without crazy, you know what I mean? But
well, you would say poor man.
A poor man's brick squad, I would say.
Yeah.
I said rich man because I like the jerseys.
Yeah.
So that's how I would say a rich man. But it's basically brick squad. Spaz gets to start. He's a starting quarterback. We've seen Spaz make mistakes as a quarterback. Got a good arm, but he doesn't make the best decisions. He does bring in the defensive player of the year runner-up with Preach, so that definitely helps you out. And they bring back Milo, the 2 years ago, defensive player of the year. Mm-hmm. So you have the 2000, what?
That was like the 2013
defensive player of the year. And then you have the 2014 defensive player of the year runner-up. That's kind of good in your defense.
Yes, that's a big pick-me-up to have a ball giver / linebacker, you know, holding down the middle and you have a cornerback that's able to roam the backfield. So that's a dangerous combination right there. So hopefully that can make a difference on the defense.
Well, we're going to jump right into the game. Woodlong quarterback Petey's going to underthrow the receiver in the end zone, and his almost going to be intercepted by shots. Not a good way to start off the game. Almost picked off. Bad throw by the quarterback. Got to make that throw. Well, that's going to cause Woodlong to have to punt. That's going to give the ball back to Street Fam. Spaz is going to get sacked here by, it looks like, Henry, and force Street Fam to have to punt. Spaz didn't look comfortable. He didn't look like he was ready to go today, and he's going to cost again. They're going to have to punt. Woodlong quarterback is going to throw deep to the receiver near the end zone. And Milo's going to get there hair late on the sack. Great pass by the quarterback to get them close to the end zone. The next one, the pressure's going to come from Milo, forcing the quarterback to overthrow the receiver near the end zone. And we see Milo do this. This is still one defensive player a year. He knows when to blitz, he knows when to come in, he knows what to do, and he definitely knows where he's at on the field. The quarterback is going to end up throwing an interception shot in the end zone. So to get to the red zone, some pressure him a little bit. He's going to throw an interception, giving the ball back to Street Fam. Bad throw, great play by the Street Fam's defense.
And this shows another person on the Street Fam's defense making a play shot, actually made a couple plays this game. He shows that he may be another defender that you have to worry about on their team.
We're going to see Spaz get the ball back for Street Fam and hold the ball strong and get sacked. Doesn't throw the preacher who he has open. Gotta let that ball go. Like I said, he's known for making these types of mistakes, and he makes one here.
And this is one thing that Spaz has to work on, his decision making, his split decision making. Even though you have somebody rushing in, you gotta look at all the players on the field and see if anybody's open. He doesn't do that here.
Spaz is gonna end up, we're gonna go back and forth with turnovers, back and forth on downs. Finally, Street Fam's gonna get the ball back here. And Spaz is gonna throw an interception, giving the ball back to Woodlong. Bad throw by Spaz. Doesn't look good at all today. Woodlong is gonna get the ball back, and the quarterback is gonna throw a touchdown pass. Put them up 6-0, taking it 6.5. Good throw here. Hey, whatever it takes to score, do it 6-0 Woodlong.
And this was an ugly game from the start to finish on both sides. I feel like their offenses was not working, they were not moving the ball. Finally, one team was able to put points on the board, and they always say the first person to score may take the game. So this is a bad look on the Street Fam right now.
Second on half, Spaz gonna get the ball for Street Fam. He's gonna throw 3 straight passes, and now the short passes, you get him in the rhythm. He's now picking up the rhythm. He's gonna throw a nice pass in the end zone, but the receiver's gonna drop the ball. Gotta hold on to that ball. Bad play by the receiver.
And this is unfortunate for a struggling quarterback to have a receiver drop the ball when you need him to catch it most. This hurts the whole offense and unfortunately cost them that drive.
Spaz, the next down, is going to get blitzed by the Woodlong defense. He's going to drop the ball, which is going to cause a turnover on downs, giving the ball back to Woodlong. But Woodlong cannot capitalize. They're going to go 4 and out, giving the ball back to Spaz. Remember, right now, Street Fam is losing 6-0. Woodlong is up 6-0 to Street Fam. Spaz is going to throw a bad pass. He's going to be intercepted by the Woodlong defensive back. Bad throw by Spaz. He's throwing the ball all around the field. Not looking good at all today.
It feels like he's just trying to make something happen, hoping that something falls in place. Obviously, it's not happening, and Woodlong's able to capitalize getting that interception.
On 4th down, we're going to see the Woodlong quarterback scramble and throw a nice pass for the first down. I think his name is Petey. Great throw by the quarterback, scrambling around and get them the first down. Right now, we're going to see Milo pressure the quarterback, get the sack on Petey. Milo, remember, he won the defensive player of the year 2013. Great hit play by Milo to get the sack. Milo's going to blitz right now again, forcing the quarterback to throw a high pass, incomplete, forcing the Woodlong to punt. Milo again with the great pressure. He jumped right back in. He didn't play last season. Comes right back in the following season. He's playing well already. First week of the season.
To be able to just come in out of nowhere and be able to put pressure on the quarterback already, this is a big pickup again for Street Fam. This is something that they need going throughout the season.
Spaz is going to get the ball back. He's going to get blitzed and sacked. And that's going to end their series. He's going to end up punting. Spaz is not look comfortable. He's not having his offense pick up the blitz. He's just not doing what a quarterback needs to do to be successful. This is on him. Woodlong is going to get the ball back and run for a nice short gain. A few plays later, Milo's going to get the sack on the quarterback, causing Woodlong to punt. Milo is on fire today. They're going to Street Fam is going to get the ball back, and unfortunately, Spaz is going to get sacked to end the game, 6-9. Woodlong with the win. Great way to start the season for them with a big win over Street Fam.
And this is, the first win, first time in the league. They struggled on offense, but they was able to make it happen. Street Fan actually played good defense this game. Their offense struggled, and that's what killed them.
I wouldn't say they played good defense. I think Milo played good defense.
Well, yeah.
I think Woodlong didn't play very well. They say that half their players wasn't here. They still getting used to the rules. Street Fan looked terrible.
Well,
And they have a new team in the league, has never played here before, and you're only able to put up 6 points. You're not even able to put up 8 points.
Yeah.
You allow them to put up 6 points, which shows good by the defense. I'm not going to give them any awards for it, but they could not score.
Yeah.
Spaz put this team together. He's supposed to be the quarterback. He's supposed to put the points up, and he didn't. They didn't help him. They did not help him. But you're the leader. You're the general. You got to make plays, and he did not make plays today.
And one of the things that I noticed, on their offense is they don't look like they have any structure. There's no plays going. It's just like a bunch of guys going out trying to get open. There's no design on their offense. And I feel like as a quarterback, he needs to find out what design works for them. Is it chopping up the field, going short, slanting routes in the backfield, something? They have to get something going. They need an identity, and they don't have it right now.
Woodlong's going to come and take the win. I like that guy, Henry. Very strong, hard to block, put a lot of pressure on. And like I said, they don't have their whole team. And they stole a win today because they were still getting used to the rules. I'm pretty sure they came in thinking, listen, we get a loss. But they came in and took a win. They had to keep their head up. I mean, they're in a tough division. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. That's what they did today.
Yeah, they're able to scrape away. They played. They did what they had to do to win. And at the end of the day, a win is a win. That's all that matters. And they going to next week 1-0.
Well, Woodlong's going to start off 1-0. Street Fan's going to start 0-1. We're not going to hit the panic button for Street Fan. But they got to figure out who they are, like Ghost said. We're going to see what happens next week. Next game up, we're going to have Violators versus Raw. Violators come in. First they were MVR. Then they were MV. Now they're just Violators. They won a championship 2 years ago. This is their 3rd year in the league. And now they got Fred back as a starter. Yomi's the tight end. Kind of musical chairs, but Fred, they say, is the starter.
And I feel like that was probably the best move. Because, watching Fred play in other leagues and playing on certain teams, he actually looks good. He actually is playing well. He's been winning games for other teams, whatever. He looks like he's the quarterback that they need going forward. And Yomi, not to take anything away from him as a quarterback, but I feel that they actually need that receiver that he once was when they won a championship or going towards a championship. And I feel like that's the best thing for them, for this offense.
And Raw's going to come in. Again, now Case is the starter of this team. He's the starting quarterback. They had Eddie. They play a little musical chairs, but he gets to start. I think he's a good quarterback. He has Mach. Mach is a good receiver. This team is pretty decent. I think they can make noise. They didn't finish where they wanted to last season, but I think they can make noise. Before we get to it, we're going to have Dawn tell us about the injuries or the status of the players and what's going on.
Macho of the Violators is out with a hand injury. The length of his recovery is unknown. Nothing to report on Raw. Back to you, Jay.
Well, as you see, Herbie wasn't here. Herbie was picked up by Violators, but he had a championship game in Coney Island with Carver, so obviously he wasn't going to make it here. But that's a big player. They brought him in, they spent the big money to go get this guy and sign him, but they didn't have him today, and I think that's going to hurt their defense because also Herbie's not here. Macho got a broke hand. So he's not playing, as you saw Dawn say. So that's 2 big guys in your secondary that you don't have, and I think that has to hurt their defense at least somewhat.
Yeah, so you're going to see missing pieces when you lose guys like that are usually big player makers on your team. So who knows how they're going to look today. Hopefully they get past it.
That's going to take us in the game. We're going to get the start. Violet's going to get the ball, but stop giving the ball back to Raw. Case is going to throw a short pass to Macho, and that's a good way to get Casey started. He's definitely an accurate quarterback. He's not a downfield thrower. He's a chop, chop, chop. He's going to do it here. He's going to throw a nice pass to Macho across the middle, but it's going to be broken up by the Violators. Great play right here on this defense to stop the momentum going. Casey's going to throw a short pass here to Joey, but then we're going to see 2 plays later. Casey's going to get sacked by Sean. Sean is on a mission. He's hungry and looking for quarterbacks. Great sack here by Sean. Fred is going to get the ball this second time around. He's going to throw an interception to Macho. Macho with a great diving catch to get an interception, and that's twice in a row now. Violators been stopped.
Yes, and this is not the way, and I say it again, you don't start the game with 2 turnovers. You don't. That's not a way to start the game. That gives your opposing offense a chance to get over on you, and right now they give them the opportunity.
Casey's going to throw a pass high here, and it's going to be intercepted by number 1. Remember, he just broke up a pass over the middle. Casey takes another shot, this time to get the interception to give this Violators offense back the ball.
And like I said, it's just pretty much going back and forth. It's a bunch of offenses not playing well, and there's a bunch of defenses capitalizing. So maybe will be a defensive game going back and forth. We'll have to wait and see.
Fred is going to throw a nice pass to Yomi in the middle and follow that up with another nice pass to Yomi in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Yomi won a championship for this team 2 years ago. He's going back to tight end. Fred is a starting quarterback. He finds him. When these 2 guys are on the same level, they are basically unstoppable because Yomi's a great target to hit.
Yes, he is. He's tall. He's actually a larger size receiver, so it's easy to hit him in the backfield. Yomi's actually very athletic for his size, so he's able to get to the ball, and Fred is able to get it where only Yomi can get to it.
Casey's going to get the ball again and throw in the middle, but it's going to be tipped by 2 receivers and incomplete, forcing Raw to punt. They not having anything on offense, giving the ball back to Violators. Fred is going to get blitzed and throw the ball away. Number 7 was wide open on the sideline. He didn't see him. Bad throw by Fred on the blitz, but he threw it away, so you can't really say it's bad.
Yes,
but the harm foul.
I mean, harm. He was open on the sideline. If you have to look at that again, there was nobody there. That may have been a touchdown. So it shows that Fred, on that play, he was not looking on that side of the field. I guess he was pressured on that play.
Fred is going to throw a Hail Mary to lead us into the half. It's going to be incomplete, 6-0. Violators with the lead, 6-0 going into half.
This could have been a higher scoring game for the Violators. They had the opportunity that they lost, and that's why it's only 6-0. This gives Raw a chance to get right back in this game.
Case is going to throw a short pass to Joel. The film is going to be a little caught up because of the weather, but if you look at the end of the play, the whistle's clearly blown, and it's going to be a late hit by number 88. That's a bad play. The refs should have flagged it. I don't know if they flagged it. It should have been flagged. It's not a vicious, cheap shot, but it was definitely late. Case is going to throw to Joel. The same play that just got hit. He's going to pick up from that hit. He's going to make a diving catch for the touchdown. The ball, it's hard. It looked like he got the hands under the ball. It may have been dropped, but we got to replay the rest of them. They got to go with their C6 time. I'm going to say it's a catch. It looked like a catch to me. The ball didn't look like it really moved. It's a catch, and based on the position the refs had, you got to say it's a catch.
And that's actually the rule you have to go by. The refs called it a catch, so that's a touchdown on the board for Raw. It's a tie game.
6-6. Now Fred is going to get the ball and overthrow Nomar deep and overthrow him again deep. Fred got to connect on these throws. Didn't connect on them. But on this down right here, he's going to throw deep to Tail. Macho's going to tip it. Tail going to come down with it, and it's going to be moved and catch. What do you think? How do you think it looks?
Well, if you slow down the play and actually look at it, there was argument on the field that said that he kicked the cone, so he had to have been out of bounds. But if you look at when the cone was kicked, if his foot touched the ground before he kicked the cone, then that shows that his foot was in bounds, and that was ruled the catch. If that was the case, which it looks like to me, then that shows that the refs made a nice call. He caught it in bounds. That was a catch.
Fred is going to end up throwing the ball away from Yomi in the end zone for the incomplete pass, and that's going to cause the next play after that is going to cause the Violators to turn the ball over on downs. Can't capitalize on the catch. Turnover down, 6-6 tie. Casey's going to throw the ball across the middle of Macho, who makes a great catch, and Light is going to get flagged for the shoulder hit. Bad flag by Light. Can't make this play right here. Bad play.
And this is something that you can't afford when you have a tie game. You're trying to take over this game and actually get the ball back. You don't want to give them extra yards after a big play like that. That hurts.
Raw's not going to be able to capitalize, and they're going to have to punt. Fred is going to end up running near the 50-yard line on the next play. Then Fred is going to throw a high pass, but Yomi is going to drop the ball. You cannot drop these passes. Got to help the quarterback out. He doesn't do it here. The drop kind of hurt him because he gets sacked, the next play. But this is what we're going to see. 2 plays later, Fred is going to run for the big game. And he's going to be horse collared here. If you look at it, you slow it down, the player never went for a tag. The player jumped up and grabbed his neck and tried to pull him to the ground. And what's going to be happening is the league has made a rule that this player will be suspended from next week's game. So he would not be playing because that was not football. He was malicious. He went to hurt him, and he's going to be the first suspension of the season right here because of this play.
And this is unfortunate because we don't have this type of play in this league. We don't look for it, we don't allow it, we don't tolerate it, and this is something that's unfortunate to happen on the first game of the season. It's too early for this, fellas. We don't need this here. We're here to play football, not to hurt each other.
Well, Fred is going to let that go and not let that affect him and throw a touchdown pass here to Nomar, who's Yomi's brother, to put them up 13-6. Great throw here by Fred.
And he's a talented receiver in his own right. He's able to make a play finally after getting overthrown a couple of times. He's able to make a play when it counts, and they're able to put 6 on the board.
Casey's going to drive down the field, and Casey's going to throw the mantra. The ball's going to be tipped, powered by light, caught and ran in for the touchdown by Raw. Now it's 13-12. Raw is down 1 point.
And this is the play that's every person's dream when you're behind and you're looking for a play to score. Everything that went wrong for the Violators defense happened. Light had a chance to pick off that ball, it bounced right out of his chest, and the receiver was able to get it and run it to the end zone. This is a nightmare for the defense, and this is a dream come true for the offense. Now they can tie this game.
Raw's gonna go for the tie. Casey's gonna throw to Joel for the extra point, but it's gonna be knocked away to give the Violators the win. 13-12 overall. Violators still won.
Yes, this was a close game from beginning to end. They went at it. Their offense started off slow. They were making mistakes. The defenses were capitalizing back and forth. And like I said earlier, this may have been a defensive game, and it looked like it to me.
Well, the Violators are going to come away with the win. I think they're happy about their performance today. They only gave up 12 points, and they were missing Herbie, their new signing this season, and they were missing Macho, who broke his hand, who should be back in a few weeks with Herring. And they took this win. Fred didn't look great. He looked okay. Yomi played well on offense. So, I mean, they take away the win. Reckless on Rawness, on the other hand. Casey looked okay. Macho's definitely a great receiver. Joey's definitely a great receiver. But Raw got to get it together. They can't be with this rah-rah stuff. They can't be so loud and aggressive because I've heard that they've been given a warning and they may be thrown out of the league. They have a good team. They need to focus on football. Stop with the drinking on the sideline. Stop with all that other stuff. Play football if they want to be a part of this league.
Yes, and this is a team that, you enjoy watching because they have a lot of fire. They have a good quarterback in Casey. They have a lot of playmakers on their team on both sides of the field. It's unfortunate when you see them go the route of getting kicked out. So hopefully they get it together, they get ready for next week, and they're able to play a hard game and come up with a win.
Jimmy's a great coach for this Rawness. I know he's going to get this team back on the track. Unfortunately, on Friday, Jimmy's grandmother passed away, so we're going to have him, hold him in our prayers. He's a great guy, and unfortunately, now this team has something to play for. They should play for his coach, play for his coach's grandmother's memory, and just play football. Forget all the other stuff. Forget the rah-rah, play football, because this team, with Casey throwing, has an opportunity to make noise in the league.
And the thing about it is motivation is one of the biggest formulas to win at the end. If you notice, both teams that won in the championship the last couple of years had something that motivated them. MVR had Sick Nasty, who motivated them to win. And then next year, Carver Mob had, Little Ella that motivated them to win, and they both came out as winners in the championship. So hopefully Raw can take that formula and help them win in the future.
We're going to have to just see what happens. Right now, you got Violators starting off 1-0, and Raw is starting off 0-1. Next game, we're going to have ILD versus House Gang. ILD comes off of Eastern Conference loss to the Browns. House Gang, unfortunately, didn't make the playoffs last year, but they had the best defense in the league.
Yeah, and that shows it hurts to have the best defense in the league, but unfortunately have one of the worst offenses in the league as well. So that made them not be able to go to the playoffs. All the games that they needed to win, they didn't because they weren't able to put points on the board. And at the end of the day, you need an offense to win in this league. Without it, you're not going anywhere.
The only problem is now Hausgang lost the Defensive Player of the Year pick. He went to play with his own team. They lost London, and they lost Magic, and they lost Rudy. That's basically, I would say, half of your defense.
Yes.
That actually helped them have the best defense in the league. So how do you recover? I mean, you got Swagger. Swagger's a year older, though. And can he go back to what he was 2 years ago when he was Defensive Player of the Year runner-up?
I mean, I feel yes and no, because he has the ability to make big plays still. But then being a leader on his team, like we saw so many people suffer from, when you're trying to keep the team together, your play yourself, your personal play yourself ends up taking a hit.
They also got a new quarterback that's throwing for them. I think he throws for Real Deal. I think it's Phil. Don't quote me on that. I think that's his name. They had Shaq on the sideline, who actually won the team a championship when there was the Rose G's. But he's not throwing. I think it's Phil throwing a Real Deal quarterback. And now they face an IOD team who's fresh off of remembering what they went through last year. Slash you and throw, but we know this team got a decent backup in Joe. But we're going to get the injuries talks and the status of the players from Dawn right now.
Gil of ILD is out with a leg injury that plagued him for the last month or so. He is hopeful to make a season debut next week. Also, quarterback Slasher, aka Shorty, is out this game. Nothing to report on Hausgang. Back to you, Jay.
Well, as you see, this team does not have Gil playing. Gil is still hurt, who I think is the aggression on this team for ILD. And on the Hausgang side, Mookie's not here. You know, so Mookie's a lockdown corner. He didn't make it. Their ball giver Smoke didn't make it. So that's two big cogs in his defense that really can help propel the team to the next level. They already lost Pig, and that's going to hurt them. I think Swagger has to step up and be that man we saw him 2 years ago in order to help this team be successful.
Well, you haven't spoken about him, but they did pick up J-Star, which was a person.
He was there last season. He wasn't making all the games.
No.
He's back this year, so he'll be back all season.
Yes.
He plays free safety. He's a banger, and that's true. That's a very good pickup.
And that's one person that they need to have stay with their team because he's a dynamic defender and he can make a big difference on their team.
Well, we're gonna jump in the game right now. Hausgang gonna start off and go 4-0, giving the ball to ILD. Joe's going to make a nice pass here to number 2 and follow it up with another pass to number 2, 5, who makes a great catch for the touchdown. 6-0, great play by ILD.
ILD is starting out early. They're able to put points on the board easily, and Hausgang is not able to stop them from moving the ball. It's not looking good early, but you know, it's only one score. Hopefully they can gel it in together next drive.
Next series, Hausgang is going to get the ball back, and the quarterback is going to throw to Herman, whose back was turned for the incomplete pass. We have not seen Herman be the Herman of old. He hasn't played well the last 2 seasons. This is the redemption season for him. He lost weight. He said he's ready to go. He doesn't turn around for this pass. He should know better. Got to be ready for the throw. Quarterback is going to throw to Choo-Choo, but the Choo-Choo has Ace on him, who's a bigger defender. Know where this ball should be thrown. It's going to be intercepted by Ace. Bad throw by the quarterback. Can't make this play. Plus, Choo-Choo's not that type of player. You can't expect him to go make a big play. That's not what he's a role player. Bad decision by the quarterback, intercepted by Ace.
That's like a mismatch in basketball, having a taller guy and a shorter guy. It doesn't make any sense. Ace was able to jump way over Choo-Choo and take that ball as an interception. So that's not a ball you want to force to a shorter player when you have a defender like Ace in the area.
ILD is going to have the ball back. Remember, they're already up 6-0. Swagger's going to blitz and blitz right through number 17. Great play here. Great way to get through him. And Joe's going to be able to roll off and throw the touchdown pass to number 5 in the corner. Great throw here. Swagger put the pressure in, came in full steam, but they got 2 guys in the middle, Shot and this other guy in the middle who should not be playing the middle here. The Hausgang defender is going to leave the guy wide open for the touchdown. Great blitz by Swagger. It's all for him because they gave a touchdown.
And that was a mismatch because there was no way that defender was going to keep up with this guy. He's way faster. He was able to make the cut before he was even able to react. And that hurts that terrific blitz by Swagger because he was a hair late making the sack. And they gave the quarterback a reason to let the ball go, and that ultimately ended in a touchdown.
Hausgang is going to end up dropping the throw off which the ball is live. It was under 4 minutes. They dropped the throw off. Ace is going to pick up the ball, run it clean it into the end zone for the 21-zip halftime lead. House Gang is just making mistakes that they did not make last year.
They're just bumbling all over the place now. They're not the same team that they were last year, obviously. At least not this week. They need to gel it together because it's not working. Whatever they're doing out there, it doesn't look good.
That's going to take us into the half. Second half, ILG is going to get the ball back, and they're going to run this kickback off for the touchdown. 27-0. It just didn't look like House Gang just wants to get this game over with. They haven't practiced. They just got together, and they look bad. The new players they got just got together with this original House Gang team. They don't look good. Run back here, 27-0 final.
And ultimately, you just see that it's miscommunication, it's miscalculations, a lot of things that aren't fitting together. There's a lot of new faces on this team, so I feel like they are not on the same page, and ultimately that ends in plays like this happening, play like this happening, and you lose games like this.
Quarterback is going to toss it up, and it's going to House Gang quarterback is going to toss it up. Finally, this is going to be intercepted by number 25, giving ILD the mercy win, 27-0. And on this, before we finish, you're going to see this play early in the game on special teams as JP, the House Gang receiver, is running down on special teams. The player is going to fall to the ground. Who's going to block him? But as he's falling to the ground, as you see, he picks up an elbow for JP and almost injuring JP severely. That player will be suspended. He will not be playing next week. That's our second suspension of week 1. The league is not going to tolerate these dirty plays. This is not football. It's not bang bang. The guy went over him. He didn't defend himself to block him. He didn't duck down. He lifted up the elbow, which looked like he was trying to make the connect with the elbow. He's going to be suspended next week.
And that's unfortunate, again, to have another suspension on the first week of the season. We can't tolerate this, and ultimately it ends in people getting ejected out the game because if we don't do it, then somebody's going to get hurt out there. We can't afford that. So, unfortunately, it leads to a suspension.
Now, House Gang was blown out. Not a good way to start off. They don't look terrible. They just look like they haven't practiced together. They look like they haven't played together. And they look like they don't know each other. That's what they look. But IOD took well advantage of that, as they should. They didn't even have Slasher here, and they was able to dominate today.
And this is not even like the last game that they had last season where they battled it out to the end. This is just a massacre out there. They just took advantage of every weakness that House Gang had because this is a team of strangers right now. It's a team of guys that has probably never played together, who don't really know everybody's playing style, so everybody's probably not in the right position. Who knows exactly what the reason is, but they don't look good together right now.
And they don't have, I don't know about the quarterback situation. They had Lou last year, but we was told Lou left him. He's playing with Carver now, so he's a backup quarterback to his father on Carver. So now, House Gang got to figure out who they are. IOD picked up where they left off last year. They blew the team they had to blow out. They didn't have Slasher here. Gillis injured, and they still was there for business. So they're going to get an easy win. House Gang got to decide who they are because now they don't even have a defense. But you can't really kill them because one was a fumble on the kickoff, one was a run back. So you can't destroy their defense because they technically only gave up 2 touchdowns, which is what they did last year. So you really can't get mad at them, but you got to get mad at the miscues and mistakes. And the question is, who's the leader in this team? Who's the general in this team? Swagger has to be the general. I know Mike is the coach, but Swagger has to lead this team if this team wants to win.
And ultimately, that's how it is. At the end of the day, the offense looked the same as they did last year. They were confused. They were not able to move the ball. Nothing happened. Obviously, it's a donut on their score.
They look flatlined.
Yes, and I feel like they need to do something. I'm not going to say that they have no hope or anything like that, but I'm just saying whatever they're doing, this game didn't work out. They can't look like this going ahead in the future.
Well, that's going to wrap it up today for us. YMM is going to had a bye because they played Carver. Carver had a championship game in Coney Island, which they won. They had also another game today, which they lost. So we gave them the week off only because they played each other. Sleepwalkers played Rep City. Sleepwalkers forfeited that game to Rep City because Sleepwalkers had a championship game in another league. So that's why those 2 games didn't go. So that's going to be said about that. Now, today, what are you going to say this week? Who's your player of the week?
I'm not going to say player of the week, but I'm just going to talk about a play of the week. And that play of the week has to be that Bryant touchdown. He jumped over like 8 guys on that. Maybe not 8, but obviously he jumped over a few to make that catch. And this is something that he's been doing in day out from last season. And looks like he's not slowing down anytime soon.
My player of the week is me. I'm a great ref. That's my player of the week.
Okay, come on. Real player.
My player of the week, I would say, is the reloaded ball giver coming in and getting 5 sacks. He's my player of the week. Unfortunately, we don't got his name, but I'm almost guaranteed we'll get his name before the show is out. But that guy, 5 sacks, he's my player of the week. Great player on the defensive side.
And if you notice, the 2 players that we mentioned are both on reloaded. That's a good sign for this team to show that they have 2 players that played big for them this game. So that shows that the sky's the limit for them if they keep playing in that caliber.
My disappointment of the week will have to be Spaz. He really disappointed me this week. Didn't look good. Miscues on offense. Didn't look good at all. He would be my disappointment of the week. What about yours?
My disappointment is House Gang. It has to be because they were so out of rhythm that they looked like a shadow of their former self. There was a lot of new guys. There's a lot of, new things that they had to work out. But you ultimately should know that this is going to happen if you're not prepared. They came in unprepared, and this is what happens to them.
Well, that's going to wrap us up for this week, guys. I hope y'all liked the first episode of Real Tough Talk. It should be the videos out every Friday night. We're excited to get the season started. All the stats may not be completely accurate because of the rain. The rain damaged the stat books. We're going to do our best we got all the touchdowns, everything on video. So as the season progresses, we'll figure out who did what. We'll give you the stats. But by next week, everything should be good. We should have better weather. And I'm ready to go. I'm excited about this season.
Yes, ultimately, there was a lot of exciting games. That Violators Raw game, despite, little issues that they had, it was an exciting game to the start to finish. So that was probably one of the games that was highlighted for me. What else? That game between the Generals and Reckless was a big game as well. And it came down to a 1-point difference. That was a game that went to the wire, and it was an exciting game from start to finish.
And we're going to wrap it up there, people. So hope y'all enjoyed the show. We want to thank you for being with us. On behalf of me and Ghost and Dawn, we're going to wish y'all a good night. Let's get ready for the games on Saturday. And with that being said, thank you for joining us here at Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J.
And I'm Ghost.
And we'll see y'all next week.